Happy February! It's officially the month of love, and what better way to celebrate the month of love than with a love series? Please make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you do not miss out on any of the videos in this series. What better way to start a love series than to talk about self-love? Besides the relationship that which you have with God, the relationship that which you have with yourself is the most important. I believe that it is both rewarding and challenging simply because you cannot escape yourself. You cannot escape your thoughts. You cannot escape your emotions, your mistakes, any of those messy things that often leave people feeling uncomfortable. Now, when we foster a relationship with self or we invest in self-love, I think that it can be the most beautiful thing or beautiful gift that which you give yourself. It is important to invest in self-love because if you cannot love and stand yourself, how do you expect someone else to? And if you cannot love and stand yourself, how do you expect to love somebody else? M. Scott Peck said that not only do self-love and love for others go hand in hand, but ultimately they are indistinguishable. This means that the same measure with which you love yourself is the same measure with which you can love somebody else. Our relationship with others often reflects the relationship that which we have with self. When you love yourself enough and are at peace with yourself, it's often reflected in the way in which you love other people. It's often reflected in the way in which you show compassion and grace to other people. When I speak of self-love, I am not just talking about knowing your worth and self-care. I believe that those things are good and necessary, but they are merely a byproduct of being whole and complete. When I speak about self-love, I speak about trying constantly to be whole and being complete. Understanding that you do not have to wait for someone to complete you. You do not have to wait for someone to save you or fix you or fill into your empty cup. That you are constantly finding ways to do all those things for yourself. You're constantly finding ways to be whole and complete, and you understand that whatever love and affection that people give you is merely the fixings, it's merely the cherry on top of the cake. Now, it's knowing that with or without those additions, you are the cake. You are whole, you are complete, and you are a masterpiece. I remember that a while back I came to the realization that I had been depriving myself of things that I loved or wanted to do in life simply because I was waiting for people. I was waiting for friends to go to the movies. I was waiting for someone to go on a picnic with, or even waiting just for permission from people to be myself. And I feel like this often left me limiting myself to all the beautiful things that I can experience about life, and to a certain extent it also burdened my loved ones because they felt that they always had to kind of do extra to make me feel some type of way about myself. And I think having the realization that I can be all these things for myself, I can fill my own cup, I can be my own best friend, I guess, made me realize that I don't necessarily need to wait on people to actually enjoy life. And this way of thinking or this perspective has actually made my loved ones feel less burdened by the task of filling my cup. It has improved my relationship in the sense that I am no longer expecting them to fill my cup. I'm merely just enjoying their company. I'm merely just being whole, complete, talking to other people and figuring out how I can pour in them. And I think that this is something that which we need to strive for, not only during the month of love, but on a day-to-day basis. I think self-love is important. And also the thing about self-love is that self-love is not a destination. It's not a once-off thing. It's actually an adventure, because in different seasons and in different moments you would need to do different things to show yourself love. You will need to express different acts to show yourself love. In certain seasons, perhaps you need to be more gracious with yourself as an act of love. You need to learn to pause and take a break. Take care of your body, take care of your mind. But in other seasons, you need to push yourself and be disciplined and be focused to meet that specific goal that which you have in mind. So it is important to realize that self-love is not something that which we do once off. It's something that which we need to constantly be working on. You need to find ways to foster it and allow it to grow and to mature. So I believe that when it comes to self-love and being able to be intentional about self-love, we need to do these three things. Firstly, you need to understand that because you're changing, the way in which you're going to love yourself is constantly going to change. So these three things that I'm going to mention might not always work, which is why it's so important that you continuously find ways to foster the relationship that which you have with yourself. I think the first thing that you need to do to be able to be intentional when it comes to self-love is to know that self-love is rooted in self-awareness. You need to know yourself. You need to know what triggers you and how you act when you are triggered. You need to know how you act in certain situations, what makes you happy, what makes you upset. So what I'm basically saying is that you need to do self-introspection, because knowing these things allows you to understand what you need to do in certain moments to make sure that you are continuously fostering that self-love. For example, I tend to tell people that I do not like having conversations with people who yell, simply because this confuses me and I cannot gather my thoughts or words. So what I do is that I end up crying. I'm a crybaby, I'm sorry. I end up crying, and then it just leaves me upset because I couldn't get my side of the story out. So now I'm learning that this is how I behave in that specific situation. So I'm learning to walk away when such situations present themselves, simply because it's an act of self-love on my end. So what I'm basically saying is that self-love is awareness. I think the second thing that which we need to do to be intentional with self-love is to grow. You always need to be growing, right? And I believe that there are a lot of different ways in which you can go about this to mature and grow as an individual. One of the ways I think is reading, right? Reading actually expands your mind. It gives you understanding, it gives you perspective, and it kind of just gives you knowledge about certain things. Now, when I'm talking about reading, I'm not necessarily referring to romantic novels or fiction, any of those things. Not that I have anything against those type of books. I just think that self-help, self-improvement, and skill-based books can help you get there, much quicker. It can also help you broaden your horizon in terms of vocabulary and knowledge and the things that which you need to understand about yourself and about the world. And if you're a person who doesn't like to read, you can obviously take a class or a workshop. Those things also tend to give perspective. Another way I believe that which we can grow is also through therapy. I know a lot of people tend to say that therapy is only for people who have mental problems, but that is not necessarily the case. I think anyone and everyone can benefit from therapy, even if it's just a session or two, simply because in those sessions you will learn things like communication skills, you will learn coping mechanisms, you will learn to have a different outlook on certain things. It helps you kind of make sense of specific thoughts and specific emotions, and I definitely believe that therapy can help you grow. What am I saying? Definitely help you grow, right? So I think that is the second most important thing we need to do when we are trying to be intentional about self-love. And in closing, lastly, I think you just need to have fun and just be comfortable being by yourself. Enjoy your own company. Um, when was the last time you made yourself laugh and just, giggle? Let us know in the comment section. I think it's important to enjoy your own company. Um, Go to the movies by yourself. Take yourself to the spa. Have a picnic. Dance in your room. Foster that relationship with yourself. I think when we are full within ourselves, it reflects in the way which we act. It also reflects in the way which we carry ourselves. And this also kind of improves the quality of life that which we live. It improves our outlook on life. It improves our self-concept and so much more. It helps us to live a full, a rich, and abundant life. I believe that it's really important to love yourself. You need to love yourself. You deserve it. So I think that in this month of love and moving forward, we need to figure out how can I then improve in terms of the relationship that which I have with myself, and how can I love myself better? How can I show myself affection and compassion and grace and all these things that which we need to grow as individuals, not only for our own benefit, but for the benefit of helping other people as well. Right. Thank you for watching, beautiful people. Let us know in the comment section if you do celebrate the month of love. Let us know what you tend to get up to. Please don't forget to subscribe, to like this video, to leave a comment in the comment section, and finally to hit that notification bell. See you next time. Bye.